got a lobster, you got a magnet. Lobster's a 10, I haven't told you grab it. Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel, the review. I am here with my buddy Gorogregoro, who, I was in the city again, so we decided to, go into our luxurious studio space to do our review of Dr. Stone, Chapter 17.
Yeah.
So, if you watched before, I'll probably have the live reaction uploaded before, since, we experimented with the Microsoft live reaction. That was kind of a fucking disaster, but we tried. This was a slightly better-ish. We might do more in the future. We probably won't do them that often, because, I don't think it's worth doing unless we're, in the same room.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of fun with that, doing our voice. Greg has, the best Seku voice now.
Yes, it was highly developed after this chapter.
Yeah, so there you go.
Anime producers learn very carefully from my Senku voice.
We're the only ones who are doing active coverage of fucking Dr. Stone. So we are the authorities on this fandom if it ever becomes a fandom.
Exactly.
Unless it gets canceled, which will make this really interesting, because, then we basically have the full coverage of it from, nearly its beginning. So let's get into this chapter. Greg, what do you think of this chapter?
It was okay. It was an okay chapter. I didn't really collect all my thoughts on it after doing that read through. But I like the bobsled.
Bobsled was a good scene. Anything that's oh my god, power of science. Yeah, I'm always yeah, that's what this series should be doing. Oh. It's interesting though that the potential love interest has been kind of skirted off, and as I predicted, Senku is of course asexual. He's love is the most illogical problem of all. Blah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess he's more concerned with progressing the plot, the anime plot, as opposed to, repopulating civilization, which is also pretty fucking important too.
Well, we learned it's not as important as we thought, because, the civilization isn't just fucking ninja caveman girl. It's consists of 40 fucking people, which leads to this chapter's most interesting and potentially controversial aspect, where we get 2 full pages of just all these fucking characters. There are 40 villagers, and we get to know every single one of them. And I'm still debating about whether or not I think this is the most work-intensive thing ever, or if it's the laziest fucking thing I've ever seen.
It's definitely the laziest thing I've ever seen in terms of introducing characters.
1 second. Hello, who is this? Oh, that's wonderful, Elizabeth. Thank you for this robot call. Elizabeth, are you a human being? Are you a human being, Elizabeth?
All the details really quick.
Wait, no, Elizabeth, I have something important to ask you. Elizabeth, are you there?
Well, you have been selected.
Elizabeth, are you a human? This is the most important thing I need to know. Elizabeth, do you like Dr. Stone?
Also get a 3-day, 2-night.
Do you like Dr. Stone? I will take your offer, but you need to talk to me about Dr. Stone.
Now this promotion will be given to you.
Come on, man! We're talking about Dr. Stone. This is really important. We're in a really important thing. There is new humanity and civilization.
75% off the retail rate. And
Are you a human being? Are you a human being? Am I talking to a human being, or is this just a machine dial?
Will receive a complimentary bonus gift as well.
Will I get to see Dr. Stone? That's all I care about.
To see if you qualify, okay?
Are you human? Say yes or no.
I'm so sorry, I just didn't hear that last part. I just need to ask.
Are you a human being?
That's not a human.
Is that okay?
They're tracking you with Senku signs. It's like one of those Senku signs trackers. It's one of those Senku phone trackers.
I'm sorry.
That's how Senku gets you.
I knew that was what I was probably gonna get, but I just love fucking with telemarketers. I think it wasn't a real person. It might have been. I just wanted to get her to talk about our awkward conversations about Animu Fun Time. So to sort of punish them. Because, like, you know, if they're gonna, like, waste my time, I'm gonna motherfucking waste their time, and I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna have, like, the best time ever. So, sorry for that interruption. Let's get back to talking about Dr. Stone.
Alright. By the way, there are little kids in the vicinity. Maybe we should work on our language. We'll use freak.
Okay.
Freak!
Yeah, what the freak?
What the freak? God. What was I saying?
We were talking about, like, whether or not we think...
Before we were so rudely interrupted by Senku's telemarketers.
Well, in some way you could say that's an argument for, like, Suka's argument. Like, he wants to rid the world of telemarketers and to create a pure world where we don't have to worry about... Because this is what science gives us. This is ultimately what the world of science will give us.
He wasn't against science. He was against old people.
Well, he was also against the idea of, like, you know, not just old people, but the idea that science would bring back bureaucracy and all these other stupid things. He wants a pure society where people aren't called by telemarketers.
No. He said he didn't want everyone to be revived. He wanted the new to be revived and society to be refreshed.
Yeah, but he also doesn't want technology. He's like very anti-technology.
I don't think he's very anti-technology at all. He
feels anti-technology to me.
All right.
So let's get back on track.
So what do you think? Introduction of those characters.
Yeah, yes. all 40 of the fucking characters. So do you think that's like the laziest or the boldest thing? On one hand,
it was the laziest thing. It was really bad way to introduce characters. Like
that is like probably the worst. Like on one hand, I'm kind of impressed that like you know there are 40 different character designs and he had names for all of them, and they're weirdly all named after like elements of the cart of the table and shit. I don't know if that's significant or not. We'll have to wait and see. You know, given the fact that we're like being told that this is a scienceless community, and you know they think his Senku's bubbles are freaking magic.
Yeah. I'm surprised he even attempted to do that. They could have been just like, oh, what are you doing? Those are just bubbles. Why are you even, like, throwing bubbles at us? Why is that even?
Yeah, but now that we know that they're going to, like, basically think he's a wizard because he's going to use science, even though they're all, like, ninja.
What are these magic bubbles?
But it is still kind of ridiculous that the series, like, has, you know, 40 different characters. Yeah, but that's the worst way you can introduce characters is, like, here's 40 different characters. Oh, my God, here's the strong guy.
Isn't it possible
here's more sexy girls.
You can create bubbles, like, just... in the water splashing? Couldn't they just, like, discover what bubbles are from, like, splashing?
Well, he had, like, soap that he made, like, a few chapters ago, so that's what made his bubbles special.
I mean, like, the savage people, wouldn't they have known, like, some degree of, like, what bubbles are?
Yeah, but they haven't seen, like, you know, bubbles, you know, like, kid bubbles. Sky. Yeah, that's, like, magic to them. That would freak anyone out if they didn't, like, have any context for it.
Okay. Whatever. It works. It worked. But I guess I'm still interested in reading the rest of Dr. Stone even after this.
Yeah, like, it was definitely, like, I wasn't in love with this chapter, but it's definitely better than what we've previously been seeing. The new civilization is interesting. Like, you saw in Greg's live reaction, he was like, oh my god, there's more people. I'm really surprised.
It's like a whole village.
Yeah. Obviously, like, having just, like, a bunch of, like, naming people on a giant list is, like, it's a combination of, like, a lot of hard work and the fact that they all have a unique character design, and they all have names, but it's really lazy in terms of, like, oh my god, look, here are all the characters, let's see them all, name them all off. It's probably, like, the worst form of character introduction you could ever have.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely ruined the magic of, like, learning about, you know, the more important characters of the 40 characters that they're like, going to introduce.
It's painfully obviously like, we're not going to give a shit about, like, you know, maybe like 30 of them. Maybe there'll be like at most 10 that'll be worthwhile, and maybe they'll have like, you know, cute gimmicks and shit. But like the rest are all disposable background cannon fodder. But, you know, it is interesting, though, that, like, you know, Seku's, like, you know, confirming his, like, asexuality, and now that we've got, like on the terms of, like, I just find you really interesting. I'm a tsundere. I'm not your waifu anymore. And that if there is, not that like shonen manga is like particularly interested in the relationships of characters, that shit doesn't usually come until like the very end of the series, unless it's like a romantic comedy, and even then that's like usually a lot of like misunderstandings and hilariousness. Generally like long-term relationships are reserved for like more seinen manga or shoujo. That's kind of like the basis of that. You know, for shonen manga, we want adventure and action and excitement and power levels and, you know, people growing and progressing and learning and training and developing. That's what's important to us. We need to see Seku level up his science ability, more so than him, you know, have a relationship with Ninja Cave Girl. But there could be one in the future, but, you know, it's like, I've learned to love you 10 billion%.
You are a significant love interest on... wait... What cheat level love interest?
Cheat level love interest who stole my heart, but you know, I think for like 95% of it, Seku is going to be mostly asexual. You know, his love of science, women. You know, the desire for women will never outlive his love of science.
It's like a series like this, though. There's gotta be. I feel like there's gotta be something to, you know, they have to talk about procreation at some point.
Well,
it's
now
like
procreation's like not needed. They've got like 40 people who are like, you know, screwing like bunnies, and they got little babies.
I guess other people can rely on the other people to reproduce instead of Senku and Taiju and all the other main characters
and the other arts and crafts girl. Since you know their relationship is unstalled until like you know the final chapter.
All right.
So Greg, let's get to the rating. What would you rate this?
7.
Yeah, that's fair. I give it a 7.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely better than what we've been having, and this is the direction that Dr. Stone should be moving in towards, in terms of, like, him interacting with the civilization, and this broadened the scope of the world of Dr. Stone, which is, like, definitely what the series needs to do. But, you know, obviously that character introduction is, like, super freaking lazy. It is, like, the laziest way you're going to introduce a bunch of characters. Like, I don't know, maybe it was, like, some sort of pissing contest in the Shonen Jump editorial. Hey, I bet you Boichi, you know, we don't like Boichi. He's like a Korean guy. So you know what? Let's give him a challenge. All right, let's just, you know, freak with Boichi. We're going to, like, have a scene where you, like, have 40 different characters, and he has to come up with a good design for each of them. You think he's going to do it? I don't think he's going to do it. What? Oh! Like, now...
Wait, the editors wouldn't challenge Boichi like that? I think that it has something to do with the writing of, like,
the editors
introducing all the characters.
The editors can be like, you know, hey, let's... Like, I have nothing to confirm this. This is just me assuming that, like, Japanese are, like... They're known to be a very xenophobic people that aren't exactly very... nice. So, you know, Boichi being a Korean artist who comes from the Mawa scene, maybe, like, they're like, trying to intentionally sabotage it or make it just really difficult for him. And they're, like, you know, the editor's, like, trying to sabotage it, and he's, like, you know, he's, like, kind of twisting the arm of the iShield 21 guy, and it's like, hey, have 40 characters, and because, like...
But you're also twisting your arm of the iShield 21 guy at the same time. If you're making his job harder, you're making the iShield 21 writer's job harder as well.
True. They are a team, and I have no reason to confirm it, and I don't think we'll ever get an answer. We'll just have to speculate as to why it happened. But yeah, it's simultaneously the most hardworking thing and laziest thing I've ever seen in a manga.
You think that's hardworking? I don't know.
I think it's hard work to come up with like 40 individual new character designs.
Yeah, but it's like not even their full body; it's just like their face. And...
Yeah, but like they all look different. They all look distinct in some way, and they all have like names. You know, you come up with 40 freaking characters in the next 2 minutes.
It's not going to be 2 minutes. But...
Come on, Greg, 40 characters. Do it.
Apple face, pineapple brain, dog ears, Gemstones, screen background man. Paper mache, dude.
Okay, so maybe it's not that
Photoshop.
hard, but, you know,
Photoshop girl.
It is a little hard. It is a little hard. All right, so yeah, 7 for me, 7 for Gorogregoro. Thank you for watching this chapter. We're gonna keep in with the theme, and that there's gemstones up above. That's gonna be the sponsored item. Amazon affiliate link is down below. Buy gemstones or buy something you actually want.
Your new favorite character, what was this? What are some other characters' named? Ruby, or
Amber, tungsten, steel. Yeah. You like
Steel,
you like
carbon.
You like Homestuck with their genetic names for their tags? Well, then you'll love this. Do you like minerals in like Steven Universe? Well, they're all like minerals, so you're gonna effing freaking love this shit. So yeah. They got garnet, they got a ruby, they got an amethyst, they got all the stuff you love in Steven Universe. It's gonna be the best.
Yeah, and there's gonna be musicals eventually when this show gets animated. It's gonna be like the Steven Universe of anime.
Oh yeah, there'll be ukulele songs. That's what Dr. Stone needs to next, a ukulele, because every like emo Tumblr bait thing has ukulele songs. All right, well, thank you for watching this. It was a real pleasure, and have a good one.
You got a lobster, you got a magnet. Lobster's a 10, don't you grab it.